I just ask your friends to download, okay? To download the slide from Moodles. That's all. We didn't start yet. Okay. Right, guys. We never start anything yet, right? Okay. Done, eh? Okay. Haha. Okay. Let's restart. Here we go. Where is the slide? Okay. So today we will go through the data and variable. As in the tutorials, you already learned how to create the variables. So in this lecture, we will know what is data and what is variable actually. Okay. So start. Okay, topics that we will cover, only two: data types and variables. Data types and variable. Okay, then. At the end of this lecture, all of us will be able to define what is data type and to define what is variables. Okay. Okay. So data type. Many computer programs, okay, will manipulate a different kind of data, including numbers, okay, text, images, and so on, to produce a useful information. When we say information, it's something that we look at the output. For example, okay, I enter a questions. Okay, before I give you the exercise question, I wrote the question. So that is data. Okay, that is data that I insert. Okay, and when you guys see the questions from your view, that it's become an information to you. Same as like in your database. We store your raw data, like your name, okay, your first name, your last name, what else? Your address, okay, your school's history. So we store only that information, okay, for only that data. From that data, from that raw data, it become an information to the lecturers, become an information to the admins. So it will become a useful information. Okay. So BYOB, we have three built-in support data. Okay, data types. Okay, it's not BYOB only lah. It's inside your Scratch and your Snap as well. Okay, they have three types of data types that they support. Okay, that you can use in your blocks. There's Boolean, okay, Booleans, numbers, and string. Okay, so we only have these three. But if in other programming language, we have integer, we have float, we have double. Float and double is for the decimal numbers, okay, floating point numbers, okay. And then we have a string and char for character. But in BYOB, all these like char, okay, the character and the string, they just put in one data type, which is string. Same as like integer, like a floating point numbers, the decimal numbers. So in BYOB or Scratch and Snap, okay, they only put in one data type, which is numbers. Okay, and then we have Booleans. We know Booleans is that the return value that we get is either true or false, 0 or 1. Okay. Clear? Hey. Clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So we go to data type numbers. So numbers variable can hold both integers and decimal value. So we classified both, okay, integers and decimal values in our BYOB or Scratch or Snap as numbers only. It can be around decimal numbers or it can be to the nearest whole numbers using a round block from the operator palettes. You also can use a function floor or ceiling. Okay, this function floor or ceiling, you can get it from the operator command block. Okay, so this floor and ceiling means if you put floor 3.9, the value will be 3. It's not 3.5, okay, but it will be 3. But if you put ceiling 2.4, okay, the numbers will return value 3. It's not like 2.5. It will it will goes to the it will goes to 3. So if you go to your snap, if you go to your snap, okay, you can find these variables, okay, you can find these, you can find these numbers, the function numbers inside operator. Okay, it's under, okay, it's under square root. So we have this ceiling and we have this floor. So if you choose ceiling and then you enter a value or what value you want to enter, maybe 8.3 ceiling. So it's supposed to be 9. Okay, see, the value was 9. When I click, the value was 9. Because we say ceiling, ceiling, upper. Okay, but different when you choose floor. Floor, the numbers will be 8 because it will be lower. You can find it inside square root. In BYOB, we doesn't have, but in Scratch and in Snap, we have this function. So for those who want to create a quiz, later when I explain about your individual project questions, so for those who want to create a quiz game, okay, a quiz game, or maybe you want to create education applications like exam questions. So if you want to use this floor and ceiling, you may use it. Okay, because this is operator. So if operator, we can say like, we can put inside here. So when you call, you will say 8. You can say the answer is 8. Okay, the answer was 8. Okay, clear? Clear about that, guys?
Yes, miss.
So if you look at that operator, you can see more than that. Okay, function, we have square root, we have power off, we have the log, a lot. Okay, especially in Snap, we have a lot. So for those who are thinking to create a like I didn't say it's complicated lah. I will not say it's a complicated. But for those who want to create an advanced application, you may choose to use the Snap. Okay, you may choose to use a Snap. Okay. Okay, so data type strings. String is a sequence of character. They can include a letter, either uppercase, lowercase. It also can include numbers, okay? 0 to 9, like you say your name. Or you say your name, Zian, Zian 2000, 2003, something like that. You are born in 2003, right, guys? 2003 or 2002, you guys? You are born on year 2003, right?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, so let's say you want to include that. So you can combine, combine the numbers and the letters. Okay, you also can have a symbol that can be typed from the keyboard. Okay, use a string as your data type if you want to store names, addresses, book titles, and so on. Okay, but a good thing in our computational thinking, okay, our computational thinking programming, a good thing is we don't have to declare the data type. We don't have to declare the data type. Like in other programming, you need to declare when you create your variable, you need to declare integer hour, integer second, integer minutes. But in BYOB, as what you have done, okay, you didn't even declare any data type. Okay, BYOB will follow the data that you entered. Okay, the value that you entered. Okay, then Boolean. Boolean can have only one of two value. Okay, true or false, 0 or 1. So you can use this data type to test one or more condition. Usually we use, okay, we get these Booleans true or false in if we have a condition. Like just now, a condition and minutes equals to 59 and second equals to 59. So the condition must be true. So this condition will be based on the true tables. The true tables. 1 and 1 or 2 and 2, it become true. True and false, it become false. So you must remember the true tables. Of course, I will give you the true table later on in the next chapter. Okay? Yeah, why? Maybe you are very happy saying that suddenly is next class. No, not yet. I don't know why suddenly it goes to the last slide. Okay? I don't know how come suddenly it goes to the last slide. Sorry. Okay. Come. Okay. Here we go. Variables. You already know data. Okay, the data type, and now we know we goes to the variable because data type always work with variables. Okay, so a variable is a place to hold a number or any letters. So your variable's value doesn't mean it must be a numbers only. It also can be a text. Let's say, okay, you set name as your variable. So the value must be a text, a letters, not a numbers. So it can any data, okay, that can be used by the computer. Okay, so the value of the data which the variable is holding can be any value and it can be changed anytime. Why we call it as a variable? Because the value can vary. Okay. Okay, so a simple way to think about a variable is a box of numbers in it or a box of letters in it. Okay, so the numbers cannot be increased. Okay, sorry, the letters cannot be increased, but the numbers can be increased and can be decreased, and it can make to control a various part of project. That's why we have the change value, guys. The change value of the variables, we want to change either okay, +1 or -1 or +2, we decide. Okay, but it's very contrary to algebraic variable, which are usually unknown. The variable in BYOB and other programming language are simply known as values. Okay, so in fact, in our BYOB or Scratch or Snap, okay, our variable can contain text, the strings, numbers or booleans. So there is some example that the variable can hold, like the text hello, okay, world, numbers, floating point numbers, okay, negative value, positive value, okay, the booleans, true and false, okay, and empty. They also can have empty, means you declare your variable and you set the value for your variable empty. That we will do in our tutorial. I will show you guys. Okay, so we can have empty variable value as well. Okay, so why we use variable? So let's say you have this formula, okay, this mathematical formula, it's not formula actually, it's a mathematical operation, okay. Let's say you have this mathematical operation. Okay, so if you look at the first sample given to you guys, yes, you will say, easy lah miss to put like this, easy lah guys to put like this. We already have the numbers, so just put lah the operator and then just put the numbers. But yes, you can put the whole thing in one command and it can be evaluated, but everything was crammed into one statement, and it's difficult or very hard to read. Okay, so that's why we have, okay, the variables. So you can decide to name the variables. Maybe the upper one, you name them as numerator, and the below one, okay, the fraction for below one, you name as a denominator. Okay, num and then. So when you name the num and then, so it will be very easier. The last one, num divide by then. It will give you the exact answer. Okay, it will give you the exact answer. But if, let's say, you make them in more detail, you break down them, like the first fraction 1/5, you label them as a variable A. Okay, then 5 fraction 7, okay, then you say variable B, and then 7/8 is variable C, and 2/3 is variable D. So you just call A, B, C, and D. You put in the operation, the mathematical operation, okay, A plus B divided by C minus D. You will definitely get the same value, but you are displaying or writing the code in a proper and management, and you can see that, oh, it's not cramped anymore. It's easy to read and easy to use. So later on, okay, later on, if you want to change the value, you can change the value. Easy for you to change the value. Okay, because you don't have to change the whole value, you just need to choose which value you want to change. Okay. Clear? Oh.
Yes, Miss.
Oh. Oh, some of you 2002, some of you 2004. 2004 means your SPM was suppose this year, right? Your SPM 2004. Huh. But you already... Oh, okay. IGCSE. Okay. Yeah. IGCSE last year you already take the exam, right? I know that. Oh, BM? SPM BM. You need to take BM as for SPM. Oh, okay. It's okay lah. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Even though you are from 2001, 2000, okay, 2002. Don't worry. Okay. Learning doesn't matter about your what is your age. Doesn't matter. Even I'm right now is currently looking for PhD to continue my PhD. So it doesn't matter, guys. Don't worry about your age actually. Okay. Very good that you guys could continue your study. Okay, so understand about the variables. Okay, so but if you look at how I name the variable during our lecture class last week, okay, okay, during our tutorial class this week. So if you look, I named the variables with a meaningful name because that is the rules. Any other programming language, guys, any other programming language, doesn't matter what programming language you use, there is a rules that the naming conversion for your variable must be meaningful. Meaningful means when we look at the variable names, we know that that variable's name is for what. Like this week tutorial, we name the variable as hour, okay, hour, okay, hour, minutes, and second. So we know that hour is for hour, minutes is for minutes, second is for second. Like last week, we named the kilometer, km. Everyone know km is for kilometer, cm is for centimeter, and m is for meter. So when we give a name for our variable, make sure give a meaningful name. Do not like you asking a name from user, like you ask the user is what's your name. Then the variable name you set A. Set A to answer. A is for actually is for getting the value name from the user. When we look at that, A is not related at all. So please guys, when you want to name your variable, name the variable with meaningful name. Like age. You ask the user to enter their age, but then you create a variable C. When let's say I check your individual project or your lab test one. I look at the variable, C, what is C? To get the age value, then, oh my God, that time, you are not creating a variable following the rules. So make sure, guys, when it will be difficult, okay, it will be difficult. When we create a code, don't think about ourselves. Think about other people as well, especially when you create an application. You need to think about who will be your user and who will use your application. Okay, just like your individual project, I'm the one who will use your individual project, your application. So I'm the one who will, do the editing on your code. So make sure it must be meaningful. Don't think about ourselves. When we create one application or system, we didn't think about ourselves, but we think about other people's view. Okay, what they are thinking about our application. Okay, so let's we go. Okay, so different ways to name the variable in different programming language, but the popular one is to name your variable with a lowercase letter and capitalize the first letter of each additional word, such as in site length, first name, and interest rate. So if let's say you have two names, okay, two words of your variables, two words of your variables. So make sure you combine them, okay? And the second word, you put the capital letter. All taught in BYOB, Scratch, or Snap. They allow you to start, okay? To start your variable names with numbers, and they allow you to have the white space, okay? But most programming language doesn't allow it. So that's mean avoid to have to start a numbers when you create your variable name. Like 1, 2, 3 side, or you having the white space, side space length. Avoid it. Avoid. Why I say avoid? Because after this, when you go to the degree, you will learn other programming language. Sometimes, okay, when we already use the language, we tend to use the language that we already learned. Then we will make a mistake. So avoid it. So we can say practice make perfect. Okay? Clear?
Clear, miss.
Okay. Okay, so rules. Naming your variable, highly recommended to use meaningful and descriptive name. Single letter variable like A, B, C, D, W, Z should be kept, okay, to a minimum use unless they have a meaningful, okay, they are that the name are very clear, okay, the meaning of the name are very clear. If not, avoid, and avoid using long variable name. Like maybe you want to use your name as variable name, okay? You want to use Syami Nabil Saladin Jazel. That is not a good idea to give you as a variable name, okay? So case sensitive, meaning that side capital letter, side lowercase letter, side capital letter, and side combined with capital and lower letters are all unique variables. So it's very sensitive, guys. If you already side and then suddenly you declare another side, then they will detect it's already there. So avoid that. To avoid confusion, try not to use variable in the same script whose name differ only in case. Like sprite 1, you use side lowercase. Sprite 2, you use side uppercase. Oh, no. Okay, avoid, avoid use reserved word or keyword. Okay, reserved word or keyword is something like a word that already in your programming language. Such as like if in if in C++ or Python, you have the keyword function, so you cannot declare a variable name function because that is a reserved word. There is a keyword for that language. In BYOB, I didn't find it yet. Okay, about the what we say about the reserved word. But you can try. If let's say you make a variable name, say, okay, so you can. Even though you make a name as a command, say command also is still can accepted. That is different lah in BYOB because they allow a lot of things. Okay, they allow a lot of things. They are very lenient, okay, to the user. Okay. Okay. I think everyone already noticed this one. Okay, everyone already noticed this one. Guys, we break 5 minutes. If you want to go to the toilet, you can go for a toilet break. I'm fasting and suddenly I feel like, you know what, when I talk a lot because I have class previously, so give me 5 minutes to have a break. Okay, you guys can go for a toilet break as well. 5 minutes, only 5 minutes. Yeah, suddenly I have a dry throat, so maybe because I'm talking non-stop, okay? So, uh, okay. Can we continue?
Miss,
Yeah,
I had a question.
yes.
Can you please explain to me again about the reserved word? I didn't quite get it.
Huh?
About the reserved word.
Result.
Reserved word in the previous slide.
Oh, reserve word.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, okay, the reserve word is something like a keyword, okay, that has been used in the programming language. So in BYOB, as I mentioned, it's very lenient. Okay, it is very lenient. Even though you create a variable say, also can accepted. They can be accepted. But in other programming languages such as Python, okay, such as C++, when you have a keyword like class, okay, when you want to create a class, class, or you have a function, keyword function. So all these keyword, reserved word is a keyword, we call it a keyword or reserved word, okay. So all these reserved word or keyword, okay, cannot be declared as variable
Because
in other programming
it's
language. Yes, it's
because
already
it's
there.
used, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not that
Thank
because it's used, because it's there as a
Okay.
reserved word or keyword for that programming language. That's why I
Okay.
said BYOB give you not BYOB lah, computational thinking. Okay, the visual programming give you like a very lenient that you can use. You can do a lot of things that a normal programming language doesn't allow you, such as like infinite loop. Other programming language doesn't allow you to have this infinite loop because your program will not stop. Okay, your program will not terminate. But in BYOB, we can have the infinite loop forever. We use forever. That is the difference. Okay. That's why I say. That's why I say if even BYOB allow it, they are very lenient. Even BYOB or Scratch or Snap allow it because they are very lenient. Try to avoid it. Try to less use because after this, when you continue your degree, you may learn a different type of programming language. So sometimes when we already like use, okay, get used about the certain programming language, we can confuse with other programming language. So avoid.
Okay, miss. Thank you.
Okay. It will not be overheat. It will not be overheat. Just they won't stop. Your program will not be terminated. It will keep showing you, okay, the output that not even you can know the last output lah, because it doesn't stop. If in other programming language, you don't have the function like in Scratch or BYOB or Snap, you have the function stop all. You can push them to stop. But in other programming language, no, you don't have that. So they will keep looping. So when your program doesn't terminate, that means your program doesn't work actually. It will not be overheat.
Okay,
So to stop them, you need to close. Okay, you need to close the output, something like that. In other programming language.
Okay, I get you. Okay, thank you.
Okay, okay, Wei Huan, clear. Okay, so now, do you guys notice? Okay, did you guys notice that when we create our variable? Since last week during our lecture class and this week during our lab class, we choose for all sprite or for this sprite only. Did you guys notice that? Yeah, but I just show you to use the all sprite only, right? Later we will use this sprite as well. Okay, so this is a scope variable. Okay, a scope of your variable either is a global variable or a local variable. So for all sprite, that means it's a global variable. Okay, for all sprite, that means it's a global variable. Why? For this sprite only, that means it's a local variable. So as shown in front of you, this is Scratch. This is using Scratch. As you can see, the sprite was from Scratch. Okay. Cat declare a variable count, but only for this sprite only, which is local variable. Okay, but actually we have a penguin sprite, but penguin sprite cannot do anything, but penguin sprite only can read. Read means can only view, display the count of the variable count. But any changes like you want to change count by 1, change change count by -1, set the count value, or only in the cat sprite, because you choose this sprite only, local variable. Okay, but if you choose global variable, that means Penguin also can do something, can change the value, can setting the value. Like, remember, when we create the stopwatch, we use the global variable, the for all sprite. That's why our reset button can reset the value of the variable hour, minute, and second. Because it's not read only, but it can change the value as well. Clear? Clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so let's we look in detail. So for this sprite means local variable is is only be updated by a single sprite, means the sprite that you declare, where you declare the variables. You create the variables. In programming language, when we say creating a variables, we say declare, variable declaration. So different sprite can use the same name for their local variable without any conflicts. That means cannot change the value. Okay. For all sprite, global variable can be read and changed by any sprite in your application. So for example, if a game has 3 buttons, like your stopwatch, you have 3 buttons. So you allow the user to select a level to play, level 1, level 2, level 3. But you create a variable named game level and as a global variable for all sprite, and have each button sprite set this variable to a different number when clicked. So you set that game level, set game level to 1. So you will broadcast click level 1 button. Set game level to 2. You broadcast when you click the level 2 button. You can change the value, guys. And then you can say, when I receive level 2, then you will play level 2 games or level 2 quiz. Clear? Clear, guys?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So you can change your variables. We know that you can change your variables. You can change using set, or you can change using change, the command change. So we provide 2 commands block that allow you to alter or to change your variable. The first one is set, where you change the value to a new value in the middle. I hope you guys still remember your lab tutorial, the stopwatch. Okay. You say if seconds equals to 59, you change minutes by 1 and you set the seconds to 0. So that one you change the variable value in the middle of your running program. The change by command, on the other hand, is used to change the value of variable by a specific amount relative to its current value. That's mean, if you say change hour by 2, they will plus 2. Change hour by -2, they will minus 2. Okay, so they will change by the specific amount. Okay, so how does BYOB know the data type of a variable? Is it strings? Is it numbers? Or is it a booleans? BYOB or Scratch or Snap doesn't know. Okay, does not know the data type. But when you set the value. Okay, when you set the value, they will set, okay, this variable, okay, having or receive an integer value, a decimal value, a negative value, a single character, a string. You must know, a character means A, B, C, D, E, single character. String was like Azia, that is a string. Zian, that is a string. Okay, and then when you set a Boolean value, 5 is, okay, you set size to 5 less than 10. Maybe you say that set size hour less than minute. So it will be returned true or false. So that is a very important thing, to store your variable with correct value. Otherwise, something like this will happen if you wrongly insert the variable value. Okay, let's say you say that, oh, I create a side variables. This side variable is for me to use for the how many move, or for the step. We know that moving step is only receive a numbers. So you set side to nonsense, a string. Then you put move side step. You didn't move at all because nonsense cannot be read as a numbers in the command move step. So they will return nonsense as 0. So no movement. Okay, so that means you need to put the value when you set the initial value. You put the value based on the variables. That's why we say the variable, when we name the variable with a meaningful and descriptive name. So set size 200, they will move 100 step. So avoid, guys, avoid to insert a wrong value. Okay. Any question? Any question, guys?
No, no questions for me.
How about others? Today I didn't add on anything, but you guys can take a note, right, in the slide. Any questions? No. Everything clear? Clear, eh? So if you don't have a question, download the assignment questions. If you don't have a question, so now you need to download the assignment questions. We will discuss about the assignment questions. Open the... okay. I know a lot of you want to create a game, but there is a few things, okay, that you need to take a note when you choose to create a game. Okay, when you choose to create a game, there is a few things that you need to take a note. Okay. Okay. Okay, done, guys. Did you open the questions? Or you want to go for a toilet break again? Is there any one of you want to go for a toilet break? If you want to go, we will have 5 minutes.
Miss, I'll be going.
Okay, we will wait for 5 minutes. Others, you can read, read the question first, read the question first. Ashfa, are you back? Don't be afraid with the questions. If you start now, definitely you can finish. Okay, 2 months. You were given 2 months. Ashfa, are you back? He never respond again.
I'm back, miss.
Okay. Other student, are you guys in front of the okay? On your laptop? In front of your laptop?
Yes, miss.
Okay. You know what, Ashfa? I keep calling you, but you are not answering just now. Then I say you are not coming back yet.
My
Okay.
apologies, miss.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So now looks at the question, guys. Okay. So just ignore about the lab test. The lab test is not the question, guys. The lab test is just telling you guys, okay, the instruction, okay, doing the lab test, how long is the duration that you have, okay, to answer the lab test questions. It's not the questions, question, of course, during the day of your lab test. The day of your lab test, that will be your lab test question. You didn't know your lab test questions until the day of your lab test. So if you look here, okay, if you look here, lab test 1 will be week 7. So week 7, that's mean now is week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6. And when will be week 7? On 30th of September. That will be your week 7. Am I right? Right, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. It will be, of course, it will be during your lecture class. Because we don't have a different question, so we will do everything in one shot. Okay, everything in one shot. Your lab test 1. So your lab test 2 will be on your week of 18 October. Okay, when I say week 12 for your lab test 2, doesn't mean it will be 18 of October. Same as your individual project, doesn't mean it will be 18 of October. Typo. See, okay, October. Okay, so 18 of October, if you look at the calendar, will be Monday. But I will not ask you to submit on Monday. You guys can submit on until Friday, 22nd of October 2021. This means that 18th of October, I will start open the folder for you guys to submit. Okay?
Wait, miss. Week 7 is 30th of September, 30, right?
Today is week 3.
Okay.
Okay, next week, week 4.
4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6, 7. It's 16. 16 of September. 23rd will already
Okay.
become 8.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Today is week 3, guys. Today is already week 3, not week 2. You already have 3 weeks with me. Okay. So remember this, don't forget. Okay. So here is about your assessment. What assessment you will have? You will have lab test 1, lab test 2, and individual project. All assessment will be evaluated individually, not in a group. Clear? Clear, guys?
Yeah, miss.
Okay. So let's we go objective. Okay, we skip the learning outcome. Okay, the assessment details. Lab test 1, we will have 2 parts. Parts A, okay, where you need to create an application. Part B, where you need to write an algorithm to analyze the problem, do the problem analysis, the write-up. So one is your application, another one will be your problem analysis along with your pseudocode or flowchart or algorithm. Okay, okay, you will be given 1.5 hours. So in a lecture class, okay, because we didn't create many questions, so 1 question for all of you. So, but for those who did not manage to attend, okay, not present, okay, not present during the lab test, you will be given a different questions. But of course, you need to apply an EC before that. Okay, so make sure everyone coming on the day. Okay, so it's a spot test. You are required to do work alone in the lab without any form of assistance. Any student caught cheating or discussing will be penalized and sent to the disciplinary board. So the same thing as your lab test 2. 2 parts. 1 part is application. Write the application means you need to write the snap programming or BYOB or Scratch. Okay. When do the lab test, I don't have I didn't like say, oh, it's compulsory to use a BYOB. Okay. Okay. So it can be used either from Scratch or BYOB or Snap, as both, not both, all of them, all 3 of them are similar. So I don't have any issue. If you want to make it easy, you can use a Snap, because Snap, you just share the link. It will be very easy. It will be like avoid you to have a trouble, okay, having a trouble while you are submitting the work. Okay, same, both lab test 1 and lab test 2 both are in 1 hour and a half. We will doing it online. No need, okay, we will do it online. Doing your work alone in your own house. I didn't change house lah, because not everyone living in a house. Maybe I need to change a place. Work alone in your own place. No. You are doing it online. You are doing it online, guys. Kai Feng, Wei Huan, Ao. I didn't ask you to go to the campus. Even I also afraid to going, okay, to go anywhere else. So don't worry, it will be online. Just I didn't put it work alone in your house, because not everyone in your own house. Maybe some of you are in your okay rooms, okay, because you are maybe you rented a room. So don't be afraid. So it like, just imagine you are inside your lab. Okay.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Ma'am, when is the test? Lab test 1?
Week 7. It's on I believe it's on 16th September.
I think just now you already put, but you already delete your message. Just now you said that week 7 was 23rd of September. So you know that the lab test will be week 7. And then you delete, then you change the questions. Okay, so clear about the lab test? Don't worry. I will always remind you about your lab test. When will be your lab test? I will say lab test, okay, week 7, week 7, week 7, especially a week before your lab test. I will remind you again and again and again. Okay, so you don't have to worry. Okay, so next, this is about your assignment, individual project. The objective of our individual project are to understand that programs are normally created in a series of stages, to analyze, design, create, and test your project, and understand the importance of evaluating. You evaluate, you test, okay? You do the testing, okay? So, same, in your individual project also, you will have two parts. One is your application, one is your report documentation for your application. So, for your application, what you need to do? In this assignment, students will create one interactive application using visual programming. You can use BYOB or Snap or Scratch version 2.0 and above. So the interactive animation applications should not limit to an interactive game only. Why? If we look at out there, okay, especially when you go to the browser, you browse, web browser, okay, and then you search, you browse and search. There is a lot of games that easily can be found from the out there, from the browser. So that's why I say should not limit to an interactive game only. You must come to me, to the Microsoft team, asking whether your idea is acceptable or not. Because this is a serious matter, guys. A lot of students, they just simply use create a games, and the game is already there outside there. Other people already create it, okay. And when we check, that is a plagiarism. So 0 marks will be given. So avoid. You already put your effort to do everything. Why you must create something that you will get 0 at the end? So avoid the plagiarism, guys. You have a lot of things you can create. You can create quiz, you can create examination bank, you can create learning program, you can create storybooks, you can create advertisement, and many more. Of course, I will give you an example. Example of my students. They create a game, but this game they get an idea, an idea from the games that she always play on her handphone, smartphone. So she transformed that into, okay, into the one game application games for her individual assignment. Okay, I will show you the sample. Don't worry. Okay. Okay, let me proceed. So, don't panic. You don't have to be an artist or a designer to complete your project. Okay. So And all programmers saying good programmers write great code. Okay, great programmers still great code. It means as a joke, but the message is sharing code is good, but you must give credit. If you indebted your work to the work of others. So this is a lot like using quotes and citation in your research paper. So using lots of outsources is good, but we call it as research. Using them without credit is bad. That we call it as plagiarism and could get you in trouble. So guys, what you need to do? Read every single word in your assignment questions. So create an application that includes each of the following. So this is requirement. That means you must have this requirement. Okay? It must be interactive. The application is interactive. Users must be able to interact with your application. Avoid to making a lot of animation where the users does not control the program. How to create the interactive? You can use the button, click the button, okay? You can also use the input data, asking questions. So you have the interaction between the user and the program, okay? Technical requirements, right? You must have multiple sprite, not including any sprite that used to give instruction. So if the sprite giving an instruction to user, how to use your application, how to start your game, how to play your application or game, that not include, okay, that not count as a sprite, So do not use Alonso in BYOB, cat in Scratch, or turtle in Snap sprite. At least one created sprite or edited sprite. Created sprite means you can download any image. Okay, you can create any or download any image and make them as a sprite. Okay, while editing means you also can edit the sprite. Edit the sprite. So if like just now, remember we create our button sprite. Start, stop, reset. So that means we create the sprite. So that count, that will count. Okay.
What do you mean when you say don't include any sprite used to give instructions?
I just explained just now.
Yeah, but like, which sprites are the ones that?
Depends on you.
I'm asking. You
That is
said
your program. It depends on you which part you want to use as is the one that giving an instruction. That depends on you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, how many sprite in total? Depends on your program, guys. Depends on your program. If I say, oh, I just want 5, but actually your program need 10, need 11, need 12, need 20, need 30. So it's up to you. It's up to your program, your application. It's up to your application, guys. How many in total? It's up to your program. You can have only 4, you can have only 3, you can have only 5, you can have only 10. It's up to your application, but not 1, not 2. Okay? Because if just 1 or 2, it look like a tutorial, not a project. It's like a tutorial, not a project. Okay. Okay, continue. Stage. Always we use a white background. So please, guys, have a different background. Add a background to make your application more lively, more interesting. Okay? So have a different background. Repetition, the loops, okay? Student must use at least 2 loops other than forever somewhere in the project. If let's say you have 10 sprite, so you want to use repeat until, repeat, so you may use, but at least 2 other than forever. That is repetition. While decision statement, student must use at least 2 if or if else block, including nested if. Nested if means inside your if you have another if. So at least 2. At least 2, guys. So if you give 1, you know that you will there will reduce on mark for that. Audio. Any numbers of sound was fine, because I know sometimes you want to add the sound effect. Okay, no problem. Up to you, but minimum 1. A lot of students, when they send the assignment, there is no sound. Then it's not interactive, it's not fun. Your application, the application is about games, guys, but no sound. Just imagine. So minimum at least 1 sound. Okay? I can see few of you already get an idea when I'm explaining. Okay? Okay. Variable. Student must properly make use of at least 1 variable. At least 1 variables. Properly use. Okay? Operators. Student must properly make use of operators. Operators is the green color. You can use the arithmetic, the plus, minus, okay, multiply, division, okay, the equals, greater than, lower than, and, or, anything, join. Okay, if you want to use, you use anything. Any from the operators block. Okay, broadcast. You must use a broadcast message. Of course, a lot of things I will teach you guys. You will learn slowly, not slowly lah. You will learn one by one in your tutorial class, in your lab class. So don't worry about this. Make a block. Make a block is like more to function. So we will use, you must have at least 1 custom block, 1 function. Okay. And then additional technical requirement, input data. So when you want to have the interactive, so you can have some form of user interaction, even though overall of your project was not fun or interactive at all. Okay, but you can ask them like, what is your name? Hello, hi, may I know your name? So just like an introduction. Okay, so you have or a list data. This is like array. Okay, so it's okay to hide the list. Okay, it does not need to appear on the stage when the program is running. Of course, I will teach you guys. I will teach you guys everything. Yes. Yes. You can use more than variable. At least 1. That means can more. Can more. Take you out and somewhere. Okay. When you write the code, make sure it's a bug free. Users must be able to operate all parts of the application without crashing or exhibiting unworkable behavior or other hang-ups. Students should test every part of your application to be sure there are no bugs and that is fully functional. Things to be considered. Is it easy to play or use? Does everything work? And be alert to the problem that might be caused by unexpected user behavior. And when you ask the user a question to answer yes or no, okay, what if they press 9? What happens if they answer other than the word yes or no? If they press 9, is it still running or not running? It will stop. So consider all these things. Okay. There is a rules. So any violation will be reward as 0 marks. Okay. No vulgarism, no inappropriate graphic and content relevant to the topic you have chosen. Application must be fully working, properly terminated, and no errors. Should be fun and playable. Okay, that is for your what? That is for your wait. Okay, that is for your application. That's what for your application. Okay, any question about your application before we proceed to your documentation? Don't worry, guys. Everything will be teach. Okay, everything will be teach. Okay, don't worry. Any questions that you want to ask?
Oh no, miss, not from me.
Okay, no So we go to the part B, documentation. So all your code must be documented, okay? So create relevant documentation based on your application by completing the following requirement. Assignment cover page. You must have table of contents. Description of the program means you have a clear objective why you create that applications, with details on what work is to be done and resources will be used. Okay, so who will use your application? Which resources you will use and what you need to be done. Okay, and then strategy planning. Clearly illustrate the planning that involved during the development process. So you can say the first one, you brainstorming the idea, get the idea. And then you start with the program design. And then you start with the program coding. Okay, then maybe you have like searching your sprite. Okay, so collecting your sprite or collecting your data. So that will be in a diagram. That can be shown in a diagram. Okay, this is example. Do not use the same thing. This is example. Okay. Then you need to have the program design. Of course, I will give a template for this when the date coming. Usually, I will give you at week 8 or 9 about this abstracting and modularizing. Okay, I will give the template. So because week 3 until week 9, I will not I will not disturbing you guys while you are creating your application. So I will give about the template like week 9, week 8, week 9 or week 10. Latest is week 10. Okay, and then you need to design your pseudocode and a flow chart. Draw a flow chart for your application. Test result. The template also will be provided. Okay, do a testing. Okay, you need to do a testing. A user manual book shows step by step on how to use your application. Conclusion, application capabilities and limitation. What your application can do, what your application cannot do, the limitation. So inform. Reference, minimum of 3 with APA referencing style. Okay, so this is document formatting. Pseudocode can use a different font style, okay, and font size. Submission on 22nd of October for both application and documentation. Okay, so this is how you need to name your file for your lab test and for your individual project. For engineering, you just put IVIP 12104 engineering, TP number and your name. Okay. Below here is the marking criteria. So study study the marking criteria for lab test 1, for lab test 2, and for the individual project. Study and make sure you don't miss anything. Of course, the description will be the excellent, the descriptive level, means the highest mark. Okay, so study, because in the marking criteria, it will be more detailed from your requirement. So please study. Okay. Usually students who follow the marking criteria, they won't have any problem. Okay. So study, guys. Study the marking criteria. Marking criteria I give you, because I'm the module leader for this module. So I'm giving you all. Okay. I think other lecture also will giving you, because I provide everything. So study. Study, guys. Every semester I will try to, okay, to enhance, okay, the module. So please study the marking criteria. So any questions before I show you example?
I don't have questions.
Okay. What's your questions? No question.
I don't have questions.
Oh, you don't have a question. Okay, you want to see the sample that I inform you guys, the students get inspired from the games that she like to play, okay, on her handphone, smartphone. Okay, so here we go. Don't be like that, Ilalam. Okay, you can start getting your idea, brainstorming your idea, thinking about what kind of idea, what kind of application you want to create. So you can gather, you can ask yourself. That's why next week I need to teach you about the computational thinking, because you will know more about actually what you can get. You can ask yourself, what is your favorite game? Is your favorite game can convert into the application? If can, you try. Okay, what is your favorite subject during your high school? So maybe you like physics. So can I create a quiz or learning physics or using okay, creating in Snap, okay, or BYOB or Scratch to learn the physics in a easiest way? So you ask yourself. That's why we say brainstorming your idea. Okay, don't worry. Who is your favorite actor, actress? What is my, okay, maybe you can ask, hey, what is my favorite TV show? Like me, I like to watch Running Man. Also, can I make convert Running Man into into the application? So we can ask. Maybe I like to watch Running Man. I like to watch Use Stay. So I will ask myself, can I convert them into a program just like this student did? Okay. This is what I mean. Instruction sprite. So this instruction sprite will not include, will not count as a sprite. So when we click the instruction, they will teach us, guide us, okay, how to use our application. So in this situation, they said press spacebar to select the ingredients, left, right to choose the ingredients, arrow key to serve the burger. So next button will be your instruction, right? So it's not count, so then this is how they give you the instruction. Select, move your left and right, key control, they guide you how to play. So when you get a guidance, you will feel like, oh, it's easy lah to play the game. So let's play the game. When we play the game, Okay. So when you put the wrong value, okay? When you put the wrong value, you want to play also. Okay, very interesting, right? Okay, so for this application, the student get A plus, the application. But for documentation, there is a mistake on the documentation. So the student didn't get an A plus for the documentation. The student get only, if I'm not mistaken, the student get B plus or A only for the documentation. Cannot lah. Cannot. The code is secret. The code is secret. Cannot. I cannot share the secret. I cannot share the secret. Which code you want to see? I cannot share the secret. That is students' work. Okay, cannot. I cannot share the whole code. That's why I open only the the view like this. So when you click replay, they will replay. Okay, when you click replay, they will replay. So you guys also can. You guys also can. Okay, you guys also can. You guys also can create something. I will show. Yeah, it has been recorded, Criticon, but as you can see, it's not like too long. It's not the whole code has been shown. It's like very short. Okay, the code won't. Don't worry, guys. I know. Okay. I know about the recording. Okay. I know about the recording. So, what's Criticon say? What Criticon say is because the code that showed just now is only for one sprite. You need to know all the sprite code. Because the code for all sprite will be different. The one that you saw on the screen just now is from the recipe code. So, okay, the whole recipe code. So that's mean. Cannot. Okay. No lah, recording will not be deleted. I will not delete the recording. It will be there. Don't worry, because only one sprite that can see the code just now. So I don't have any issue on that. But I cannot.
Miss, I have a question.
I cannot show you all the code. Yes. What is your question?
For the game, right? If we have multiple sprite, can we do like, let's say I have two sprite. One is automatically, and then one we control. Is it allowed? Okay.
Yeah, that means one is animation, one is interactive.
Okay.
Because the one that you control is interactive. The one that automatic one, they will play by themselves, will be animated one. So can. Okay. Yes, okay, yes, just now I saw someone. Yes, Sutesh. Okay, I will show example of the documentation, so don't worry. But not today. Yes, Saad. You can make other than game. This one I show example a good one. That's mean, okay. A lot of them didn't do like some. Okay, you can use create a quiz, examination bank, learning program, storybooks, advertisement, and many more. Okay, there is a. So there is also like they ask us to solve the problem to get the code. Okay, to get a code that like to solve the problem. So like to opening a box, to opening a door. So you can do something like that, but you need to answer a quiz when they create that. So actually you can have a lot of things if you brainstorming, you asking yourself, what so like say you like what movie show or or TV show that you like to watch. For me, I like Running Man, so maybe I can make an advertisement that related to the Running Man, something like that. So this week, actually starting today lah, you already can start to brainstorming the idea. Brainstorming the idea means you ask yourself what you like. Okay, then you see. Some of you say that Nintendo. Okay, so you think, can I convert this Nintendo games into the application using the Snap or BYOB or Scratch? Can I? So you ask. Yeah, there is a screenshot, right? The user manual that the student use is a screenshot. Yes. But they make as a sprite lah. Of course, they make as a sprite, and then you need to click some button to go to the instruction. As you can see, the students are creating the user manual using the sprite, using a sprite. They actually is more to background. Okay, more to background. This is background. I show you, I show you. Wait, I show you. Of course, I will not show you the code. Cannot. Yeah, the user manual, the screenshot of your game, but you must describe a little bit about the screenshot. Okay, yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah. Of course, you need to attach a screenshot. You need to screenshot like this, I show you, as I already closed the, okay. So you screenshot, okay? You screenshot this. You screenshot and then you mention. So this is a replay button. So after you have done or game over, okay, you can play, okay, replay by clicking the replay button, something like that. But you need to screenshot your application, you need to screenshot. You need to screenshot. Of course, this student also create a instruction, okay, using a screenshot as well. You can see here. Screenshot. She create a screenshot using as a background for the instruction. So okay, can yes, of course you need to screenshot, Heidi. Any question, guys?
No questions from me.
Make sure to get an idea. Okay, you can discuss with your friend. Maybe you can say, hey, I like to do this. I like to play this game. Hey, did you think that I can create it using Snap or Scratch or BYOB? I will show, but not today. You didn't even start your application yet. I want you guys to focus on your application because documentation can be done in 1 week only. I will give you the sample on as I mentioned, week 8 or week 9 or week 10. I will show you the example. So don't worry. But remember, example means example. Doesn't mean it's 100% correct. Okay? Remember this. It's not 100% correct. As I mentioned just now, this student, application A+, but documentation B+ or A. Why? Not complete. The documentation have some part missing. So when I share with you guys the sample of the documentation, doesn't mean that sample is 100% correct. Because what some of the students do is, they want the sample of the documentation because they know that there is a pseudocode there. And they think that they can just copy and paste, okay, creating as their own application. But I will inform you guys, okay, that when I give the sample, I have deleted a lot of pseudocodes part. So that is not a complete program anymore. I will not giving you the complete pseudocode from my previous students' documentation. You need to do by your own. Because it's a plagiarism, guys. It's a plagiarism. Okay? I will not like allow my student to do a plagiarism. Okay. Okay, any question guys before I give you the attendance? Any questions?
I have no questions.
Other students, do you have any question before I stop the recording and give you the attendance?
No, Miss.
No, no for now. Yes, correct. Not for no for now, Yes, correct. Of course, when you already start and you already have an idea how you want to create the application, you will have a lot of questions. So that time you know that you can message me through Microsoft Teams. Okay? Okay, I will stop the recording.